I just got back from Jerry's Artorama. So I went to the art store to get 2 necessities. I needed to get some fresh varnish. Mine was a little older than what I like to use. I mean, if I'm gonna take the time to varnish and do it right, I want fresh varnish because it can go bad on you. And I'm varnishing a really large painting, the largest one so far that I've sold. In fact, it's that one behind me, the Red Table in Hilda. I really like it, so I'm gonna be sad to see it go, but it's sold and I needed a larger varnishing brush. So I did get that. I got this really nice, soft, bristly thing. You don't want a really thick brush because you don't want a ton of varnish in the brush, because you really just want as little varnish as possible because it goes a long way and you want a thin layer of varnish. I got this handy dandy brush for not a bad price, $17. I was pretty happy with that because the ones that I was looking at about this size were like 30. I was like, hello, can I spend $30? Because sometimes I end up just chucking them because I can't get all the varnish out, because sometimes I don't take the full amount of time I should to clean the brush. And I got some fresh varnish. And I use the GAMVAR satin varnish. So this is what I went in for. And then this is what I came out with, a whole bucket full of stuff. Oh boy, I'm gonna take the stuff out of the bucket. I've been eyeing these buckets for a while, partly because of the fun orange handle, truth be known. But I usually would never want something this big. Look how, well, that looks really big. It's not that big. It's about head size, a little bigger than head size. But changed my water out a ton. I like fresh water. I like the fact that this had 3 compartments, so I thought I could have like a dirty, medium dirty, and fresh water compartment. It feels pretty deep. I like something a little shallower because I don't like water to come like way up here, because then when you pull that out, the whole handle's wet and blah, blah. I usually just like water. Now this is a bigger brush than what I'm using. All right, man, I'm getting blown up here on Instagram. I posted on Instagram that I was at Jerry's Artorama and people are commenting, I guess. I really don't even like water to go up into the ferrule. Sometimes I just like water about like that, because then when you pull it out, like this whole part's not water. Anyway, y'all are like, we already know that. You don't need to tell us that. We'll see. I do like that it has, let's try it out, a brush. Oh, that works nice. A little brushy, these rigidities. Yeah, the brush can go there, even though lately I have been getting where I just leave the brush in like that, even with my Chinese. Let's see if I had any right here. This is a ginormo one. Even with these that are real soft bristle, I mean, I wouldn't leave them there like all day and all night, but for a few hours or part of the day, and then later it's fine. And then this is supposed to be like a, what do they call this? Let's see what they call that. Wiping pad area. Sounds like something for a baby's butt. I will not be using the wiping pad area, and it's a weird shape, so I don't know what you're supposed to stuff in there. And now that I'm painting in the dining room, I have a lot more space. I've taken over. Actually, the space is getting, need a bigger studio. Hint, hint. Actually, I'm making quite use of it because I'm making use of the whole house. I did get some paints that I did not need. Actually, one of the things I did need. Let's talk about the thing that I needed. I am almost out of my chrome oxide, my little bitty palette that I got. I've been using my chrome oxide. I really like that for sketching, for my walks, my little simple walk sketchbook. I'm almost out. And I really like Turner gouache. I like the colors and I like the consistency, but I also like how once they're dried, they re-wet. They reconstitute really quickly. Like, I really don't even have to like spray and let them sit and soak. They just kind of do their stuff. So I thought I'd give their watercolor a try. Never used their watercolor. I'm really happy with the brand. Okay, and then I got 4 more new colors of Liquitex Soft Body Acrylics. I did not need these colors. These are just, I really kind of hate it when I do this also. I don't know why I do this to myself. I really like a simple, limited palette. I rarely ever use colors outside of my simple, limited palette. A warm and a cool of each color. And a black, because black makes great greens. But here I went, I got lured in. First off, I got a chrome oxide green because I do love my chrome oxide in the gouache or watercolor. So I thought, I'll try it in this too. I really shouldn't have done this. Hey bud, you didn't want to miss the art supply haul. Couldn't miss it. I can't miss it, Mom. I know. Look at that. He's a mess. Okay, but I don't think you can be in here because you're so loud. All right, back to this chrome oxide. Did I show you guys? There's that. I really cannot overestimate. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Overstimulate. No. What am I trying to say? Over whatever I'm trying to think of. How much I'm loving the Liquitex paints. I've been dabbling back in oils here and there, and I just, man, I don't know, guys. I'm really, really enjoying these paints. I picked up this yellow Oxide, and I really liked it. It was very much a, did y'all hear that? Very much like just a raw sienna kind of color. I bought a bunch of fabrics to put in my still lifes, and I thought it could be nice to have just a nice kind of dirty-ish yellow. So there's that. And then I got lured in by this Turner's yellow. It's gorgeous. It's just like right out of the tube. Beautimous. It's really pretty. This is like a dirty, bright yellow. That's what I would say about this. Do you agree? It's like, to me, this may be the most perfect yellow. I am honky-dory excited. I'm trying to put this back on because this is what I always use for my color swatch. No, that's not gonna work. I'll have to swatch here in just a minute then. I do always try to keep my top part right up here clean. Okay, I got a new name for this color. It's not Turner's yellow. Do you know what color it is? It is straight up 100% mustard. That's mustard on your hot dog right there. I got a transparent burnt sienna. Now let me just tell you guys this company is super duper smart, because a lot of burnt siennas, not a lot, but some brands, they have this more matte burnt sienna, and I'm like, no, 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 give me the transparent. It's less muddied. Burnt sienna is meant to mix with other things. You can make a great black with burnt sienna and French ultramarine and just all kinds of things. I love this color, and I don't know why I don't have it yet in my palette, because I have it in oils. I always have it on my oil palette, so why do I not have it on my acrylic palette? But now I have it, and I like the transparent. Give me the transparent, and they have both. If you're like, oh no, no, Sandy, I like the more opaque one, I got you hooked up. You are set, because Liquitex knows people know what they like with their burnt sienna. They got your back. I hope I don't regret this. I've been using Cooper's dog bowl, the collapsible dog bowl, because one time on our camping trip, I forgot my water bowl, and he has 2 bowls. Actually, he has 3 bowls, so I stole one of them from my water bowl, and I was like, this makes a great water bowl, and I've been using it ever since. But there's been a few times I've almost, as I'm walking through the house with my dirty water bowl, like collapsed it. Shoo, this feels safer. We'll call this Mr. Safe. There was my little, this is all I was supposed to buy, and then all that. But that's what art stores are for, aren't they? Splurge buying. It's kind of transparent. Yeah, I like that. This is probably going to be a good mixing color too. Now let's do the yellow Oxide. These two actually aren't too terribly different. This one's just more opaque, and the other one's a little more transparent. Now let's try this transparent burnt sienna. Man, I've missed this color. Wow. I mean, that to me looks straight up like my oil color. Chrome Oxide. Yep, exactly what I expected it to be. Now what I want to play around real quick and see, what do these two look like mixed? Gorgeous. That's what they look like. It's gonna make a nice brown. Let's see what adding a little of the yellow Oxide and this green look like. Well, normally I would mix this on a palette. Let's see what this, oh, whoops. You know what, I want to see what this burnt sienna with some white looks like. I have a feeling this may make it really nice, kind of muted pink. No, it's kind of orangey. Now let's try these 2 watercolors, the Chrome Oxide. Let's first try the Turner. Actually, I'm going to just do this. Has very much a gouache feel to it. I love it. Yeah, that's nice. And then let's do my, what is this brand? Winsor & Newton. Right next to it and see what it does. It may be a little bit different. I mean, just slightly. I may like the Winsor & Newton better. This one may have been a little thin. I may like the Winsor & Newton better. That's okay. I mean, I'll use this. This is just for my walks in the morning. Look. I bought some fruit. Fake fruit. Wow, those oranges are way bigger than what I thought, but they're probably gonna be perfect. Okay, let me get this out and then I'm gonna show y'all. I got more than this also, but it's coming in separate packages. These strawberries are pretty well done. I've got a whole bunch of little things like this. Because really all I need is, like, you know, a pop of color. Got this pink one too, that would be cute. I have a feeling this is going to be like a favorite toy of kids when they come over. Yeah, I like that. Way more oranges than I'll ever need. Yeah, I mean, the oranges are perfect because I just, again, need it for a little bit of shape. Oh, this may not be fruit. Okay, so this is not fruit. I ordered 10 clear pencil cases because I thought these were a nice shape and small. And if I wanted to kind of color coordinate for when we're going camping or on a trip, put like my reds, yellows, blues, whatever. Let's see if my Tombow markers fit in here. Oh, they do. Perfect. Okay. See how nice that will be to have the colors? More fake fruit on the way. I'm going to go unpackage all my individual oranges now. I mean, guys, look how pretty that looks. Super happy with those. I can't wait to get the other stuff. Yeah, that's gonna work perfect. It's even like brighter. Those oranges are brighter than real life, but I like it. Yay. I'm pretty excited about this haul. I decided to do it a little bit different where I would just have everything laid out for you. And I think what we're gonna do is start from least exciting to most exciting. So several things are restocks. First off is this gesso. I needed a restock of that. I also restocked these 2 water bottles because I love them and I feel like I never have one right at hand. So now that I have an annex studio, aka the dining room, sometimes other parts of the house, I thought I better get some more. And sometimes Grady steals mine to use it in the kitchen for things. So now we have plenty. So yay for that. Another restock is this water pen. I've really liked this one. This is the one that I tend to gravitate to the most. It doesn't exactly have the biggest brush tip, but I think I really like this button right here. It's on both sides that you squeeze for the water. You can put the cap on the end. Sometimes they look like that can happen, but then it won't fit. So I do like that. I just found I go back to this one over and over, so I thought I'd get a restock of that. Yay. Also, accidentally restocked 2 or more of these. I bought one of these for my morning walks and I'm almost done with it. I think I only have 5 or 6 pages and I was like, oh no, I better buy another one. Accidentally bought 2, so now I can walk up a storm because I've got plenty of sketchbooks. This is about the size of my hand. I am also restocking my Stillman & Burn Zeta hardback because I finished it and I did a sketchbook tour for you guys. I love the paper. I love that there's not 50 million pages in here, so it feels like I can wrap it up very quickly, and I love that. And I really enjoyed this sketchbook. Okay, yes, I've been on a fake fruit buying spree because it always smells bad in my dining room or studio because things are always rotting. Now, I will say, bananas were the hardest thing to find. They all had this weird head. I don't know what you would call this. Whatever this is, no fake bananas had a good one. I mean, what is that? It's like an alien has attacked the banana. I don't think the end of a banana would be hard to replicate either. So I'm actually thinking about ripping this off and doing something else. I'll tell you what I am ripping off. This is glued. I think all these are individual and they're just glued to one another. Why in the world you would put a single one on the bottom? It does not stand up at all. This should have been up here. So I'm definitely going to do some surgery and rip this off and put it on top so it will stand right, and then do something with this weird top. I don't know. These weren't terribly cheap either. They're awfully shiny too. I painted bananas so many times I just need like the shape and the hint of color, and they are shaped the same size as banana. I'm not gonna have a link for these. I didn't realize they came from China. They took 500 million years to get here. I don't recommend it, and tons of other places sell these, so if you feel like you're really in need, but I would recommend not getting the 3 that has the weird bottom that does like that. So I did banana surgery. They were all just glued together, so I just popped all that glue off, and then this is how it's attached. No joke. It's literally a toothpick stuck up in there. I mean, how pretty is that? But now they sit appropriately. Sometimes you have to do surgery to your fruit. Now I know how to do banana surgical procedure, and I'm passing that on to you. You just never know what you're going to learn around here. You know, you just never know. Onward. Let's do these fun fabrics. I have been on a fabric buying spree because now, after all the years that I've struggled to paint fabrics, I can now paint them with ease for some reason. Let's start with my least favorite. I was most excited about this fabric, and I'm going to show you a picture of why. The person that sold this on Etsy had this picture, which made it look like the squares were going to be like 2 inches 2 or 3 inches wide. Then I got it and it's this, and I do not like it, but I have it, and it was the most expensive fabric that I bought. So that was a little bit of a womp womp. But then I ordered these two also from, I think it was called Lamb and Loom. This one I'm not as excited about as I was when I first saw it. It's fine. I think it will be nice to kind of look at this and paint the pattern. I would probably enlarge it. I think I thought the pattern was a little larger than it was. But people, this one right here makes me so hot doggedy happy. I can barely handle it. I bought it mainly because I was looking for things that had some different structure and like pattern, and this just has such a vintage feel to it. I would love so many things. I would love a dress out of this. I would love a skirt out of this. Actually, maybe I should buy some more and ask my mom to make me a skirt. That's what I should do. I would love a tablecloth out of this. I would love my bathroom wallpapered in this. I would love some shoes. Should I continue on? Now, what I'm hoping is that it's as paintable as lovable, because sometimes I can love something, but then when I go to paint it, it's not as easy or fun. It doesn't replicate as well. That's what I'm trying to say. The other thing that I did, I actually thought I bought more than what I did. Actually, maybe I have some more coming tomorrow. I bought several whites. I've been on a white kick. I've been thinking about trying some different acrylic paints. You know me, I have to try stuff, and I'm still new in the whole acrylic world, so I thought I would try some different whites. I'm really picky about whites. I do not like a cold, pasty white. So I picked some brands that I thought maybe would have some nice whites. Let me tell you what got me on this kick. I tried this brand of oil paint, the M. Graham Company, and I am in love with this white. Now it's oil paint, but I have literally never had a more amazing white. Actually, I liked all of the paints for this, but this white just threw me into like hysterical love of this. It's a warm white, and I love good warm white. You will not be able to tell it from this, I'm quite sure. Just trust me, it's amazing. So if you are an oil painter, I would highly recommend this brand. So then that got me thinking, well, if they do, oh, you know what? I was quite sure I ordered a white from the same company. Did I not? I didn't. Maybe it's coming in another order. I thought, well, maybe their white and acrylic will be as good. Where'd you go? We at least now have these whites. I also thought like trying different whites, even though white is usually thicker and maybe a little pastier, you can't get like a true idea of a whole brand just from its whites. But I did think this would give me some idea of the different paint. I like these two brands because they actually have the paint on the tube, which is real nice. Why did I get this BLICK? Anyways, I don't know. This is actually not a pure white. This is antique white. It does look more yellow than what I would want as it's dry. Just wet like this. I looked at it and thought, you're going to be amazing. And then let's take a look at this. So I'm excited about the different consistency. Like that consistency looks amazing. Maybe that's why I got this, because people talked about the consistency. That looked like really nice Cool Whip. And then let's see about the titanium. Ooh. Oh, see, I can tell just by taking that off, it's going to be thicker, and that looks like toothpaste. I can already tell I will not care for that, but I'll give it a try. Then I also got, I thought maybe I should try the heavy body Liquitex paint, because I do love it in the soft body, but I thought maybe I can mix it with some of my medium. It will probably be too thinned out, but I thought, well, heck, let's try. I'm getting low on my Cadfree Yellow Light in my soft body. That consistency could be nice. So thought I would just try it. And then I've been on the hunt for, let's go back to this M. Graham oil paint. This color came in a set. I don't even know how to say that. Phthalocyanine, I don't know, something. This green is amazing. Let me just show you in a painting. Okay, see these stripes right here, but then here, let's look at this. I can't even put the whole painting in frame, sorry. This has some other colors with it and some white. This, I mean, I don't know. It just felt magical. So I was trying to find that in a green here. Now this is pretty much, is that spelled exactly the same? That is. Oh, but see, and I think this is what I thought. Let's compare it. I don't know. We're gonna do some color tests. Let's open this other one. But this online also had the same like number name. So we'll see what those look like, and I'll test them out with the whites. I'm pretty excited about testing all those. Never know what you may discover. All right. So that's it for this set. Let's clear all this out and do some color swatches. I can't wait. I think maybe what I'll start out with are the two Blicks with this phthalo green blue shade, and try that because I'm not too excited about, well, I don't know. That does seem nice, light and fluffy. One of the things that I think people make mistakes with acrylic paint or really any paint is they put it on too thick. I've been noticing it's really nice to be able to have the soft body because it's already like really watered down for you. So what I'll be doing is mixing it in. Ooh, that's like best minty green ever. I'll be mixing it in like little tubs of, well, you've seen me. Oh, I'm also doing this in my new sketchbook because I thought, well, let's break in the first page. I like how this paint's going on so far. Oh, I'm gonna go get some of my acrylic medium. I wish I had started with this. So this is the medium that I like to use, the golden fluid matte medium. And I just put it in an empty little, one of my Liquitex soft body things because it has this squeezy tube. And then I just squeeze a little blop, blop, blop out on the palette and dip into that. See that little bit right there? I just do a little line of it, and I do want to label. I'm not going to be real like scientific either. I'm just going to kind of make some notes. By the end of it, I probably won't be making any notes if I know me. Do I want to try that again with the medium? Maybe I do. Ooh, that's mixing pretty nice. Yeah, you can see a big difference from the water to the matte medium. Oh, I didn't test that color by itself. Where did it go? Probably still have a little white in my brush, unfortunately. I didn't clean it super good. Very transparent. And I think I put too much of the medium with it, but that's okay. Just trying to get an idea of the color. All right. Now, how should we do our whites? I think I'm gonna put some of the white down. Man, that consistency. Oof. That's nice. And I think I'm going to mix it with the Liquitex. I think that'll be fine. I think I first want to put some down without any medium. I really like the consistency of this Old Holland. Wow. Oh, that's a pretty color. I didn't even have to add any water to this. I think though I also want to just put some white so I can see how white it is. Oh. I can tell it's gonna be warm. That is a gorgeous white straight out of the tube. And it has a good consistency. Ooh. And let's try it with the matte medium. That's making me happy. Nice consistency. Okay, this is with matte medium. I went and changed my water and cleaned my brush because I want to see what this Old Holland and this Matisse look like side by side so I can compare how warm they are. I forgot to mention this before, but you can unscrew the top like normal, but it also has a flip top. I'm probably gonna end up breaking it. Okay, I don't think I would use that. It has a much stiffer, thicker consistency. Oh, it's nice though. Oh wow, you can already tell how yellow that is. I would not use that yellow. But let's add some of this to it. That could be like the best marriage ever. It's still a little too yellow for me. Alrighty, let's do this yellow first. I mean, I already know what this yellow looks like, but I am interested in like the consistency of the paint. I want to try it first by itself. Ooh. That's nice and smooth. And then I want to put a little bit of matte medium with it. See how much it thins it. That way also when it dries, I can know how matte it is. Ooh, that made a nice consistency right there. Now I'm quite tempted though to see how this warmish Old Holland paint, a little bit of that added to that. Oh, well, that was way too much. Jeez, that made a nice lemon yellow. Now let's test this green. I'm gonna try going straight from the tube because I keep squeezing too much out. Okay, that's nice. Okay, well that was fun. Did I test everybody? Yeah, I think I tested everybody. I'm going to be trying these paints out for quite a while. As I do always when I give like a review, I test things for forever before I give you my thoughts. So I'll know by the time you see this video, I'll have a follow-up at the end where I tell you my thoughts about these paints, and I will have used them maybe the entire tube. But so far, this is my favorite one. The Old Holland New Masters Classic Acrylics. Yeah. I'm back to give you a little follow up on some of the products that I got. I've had those products now for quite a while. Yeah, maybe even for a couple months now. First off, the bucket. Huge game changer for me. I absolutely love it. It has been so nice to have not just one bucket of water, of dirty water. I've definitely been using it, as I said, I use the smallest one for my cleanest water so that way I can dip my brush in if it needs a little reconstituting. It's definitely made my painting experience extend where I don't have to keep going and changing my water. And I've not found like it's been too much of a problem with like a space either. I do find when I'm in here painting instead of my annex studio, aka the dining room, I'm a little tighter on space, but basically if I would just get my act together and clean up a little and move things out that I'm not using, then life would be a lot better. Note to self, go do that. Yes to this. Good purchase, Sandy. Before we talk about the paints, let's talk about the fabric. I have loved having all this fabric for inspiration. I'm finding that I'm using it in more ways than what I thought. I can't remember what some of those ways are right now. What are some of those ways? Oh, I've used it for inspiration for like backgrounds. Let's see, where are some of those paintings? Let me show you real quick. I'm going to be doing a video on this later. So if you're like, tell us more, I will later. So inspiration for some paintings, just some figure paintings that I've been doing. Where's that other one? Oh yeah. There's days that I've just laid out that fabric on a table near me while I'm in here painting, just to kind of give me some visual inspiration. Also, my mom did make me an amazing skirt and also this head wrap and a belt. So I still need some shoes and a tablecloth. We're on the way. I mean, I think I have enough things at this point because I'll probably get tired of it if I have too much. Little update there. Now, let's talk about the paints. Okay, my M-Gram did come in. That will be a future video. And out of all the whites, I am liking this one a lot, but I'll talk about that in a future video. Sorry, you'll have to wait for that. I did not care for the Matisse. The Matisse is definitely too thick for me. I thought maybe I would buy some more colors in this Matisse, but I don't like it. I mainly don't like it because it is a little too shiny for me. I do not care for shiny paint. I'm after a satin to matte drying finish, and I do not like my painting once it's dry to have all these different finishes. I want there to be a consistent or pretty consistent surface when I'm done. I just found that I haven't gone back to these very much. So I feel like the verdict's still out on that. What will probably happen is in the future, I'll be low on white and I'll pick these back up and end up loving one of them. I did like the consistency of the old Holland and it had a warm-ish tint to it, but I don't know why I haven't gone back to it. I can't remember if it was a little too shiny. As far as those greens that I bought, I had some on my palette, ended up taking it off because I found that I didn't go to it very much. The only green I'm going back to over and over that I've bought so far is the emerald green in the Liquitex soft body. You can really like a green on its own, but the deciding factor for me is how does it mix with other colors, because I'm rarely ever using a green as a green. So if you think of like foliage, I'm not going to this green. If I do go to this green, I really knock it down with my reds. So for me, it's got to be good, not on its own, but as a mixer. It has got to play well with others, period. And this one tends to do that. This little guy, Mr. Emerald Green, seems to be a good playmate on the playground. I think out of all the things that I bought, that's really the only things I need to give you an update on. I want to say that I'm sorry for those of you that are like, we love your videos, but your art hauls and reviews are hurting our wallet. In all seriousness, that is not my intent. I actually have been feeling really guilty for the art hauls because I don't want it to be something that's a tempter. You know what I mean? I want this to be a place of information for you. It's kind of hard to do that and not be a tempter too. So I just am gonna have to leave it to you to be self-controlled because I do want to give you information. I would not be able to buy all these products if I was not doing a YouTube channel. That is one of the benefits for having this YouTube channel. Because I have the YouTube channel, it feels like it gives me the freedom to buy these things that maybe I would think a little more about, but because I know that it's a service to you guys for me to test them, because I want to give you a really honest review, I give myself the okay a lot of times to buy something that maybe I would have gone to the art store and looked at the colors and the tubes, or just not bought because I didn't need it. So please know that if you're like, well, I wish I could just buy all these supplies like you do, Sandy. Remember, part of that is just the service of what I'm doing here. And I'm sorry. Some of your husbands are probably gonna be telling you can't watch my channel anymore if you keep purchasing, so have a little self-control if you need it. All the things will be listed below in the description. As always, I am not going to be listing my fake fruit, as I said, and I'm not going to be listing the fabric either because that's something, places that I got them, it changes and it's not going to be there for forever, so I'm not going to list it below. Some of these fabrics are not things that will be in stock for some of these, especially the Etsy owners. All right, hope you enjoyed it this week, and as always, I will see you back here next week. Bye, guys.